it. I may get into it. Just depends on where I'm in the presentation. It's also recorded. The call is recorded, so you can always check back. Now, looking at the energy sector, there isn't a lot of strength that is coming through. I was looking to see if this area could hold right around 88. It is not holding. Currently trading below the 200 moving average. So what I do, I like to see different sectors, okay? For example, home builders, they're just going up to the upside. So I don't like to chase these highs. There are going to be some great looking stocks in the home builder section, but I just don't know if this is the right area to place my money, right? So I want to find a sector that hasn't taken off as too much. For example, here we have select sector, material select. It's also way too extended in my opinion. Communications, also very extended up in these levels. So I also have this little grids from Roggy. She works with Simpler Trading, so shout out to that team from out there. You guys can work with them and they can get this circular grid set up for you. So when looking at communications, it's very extended. Now, there might be some stocks in this sector that hasn't taken off too far off to the upside, okay? So over here, taking a quick look, we still got T. T may be a good fit, okay? These may not be fast movers, but we got communications moving on strong. Moving on strong, let's take a quick look at AT&T. All right, we actually discussed this a couple of months back. So right now it's also quite extended to the upside. That what you guys can do is actually check on my channel. When I identify some of these plays, you guys can just look back. And I did go over them because I go over the Dow pretty regularly. And there are some good opportunities in stocks in the Dow, even though people probably don't look at the Dow that often because it's boring. But you can see if I just type in my videos, it's somewhere in there. Right now, it's just so slow. You guys can look at that on your own time. Okay, what else do we have? So Verizon. Verizon may be a great fit as well. Because these guys, okay. So communications is doing well, but it's not so extended. But Verizon isn't so extended to the upside, right? So these are the type of opportunities I'm looking for, along with some dividend play for those of you who just want to hold stock long term. This could be a great opportunity. But as I look at the rest of the others, these are also Disney. We discussed Disney. Disney may be a great play as well. But something like Netflix, Netflix is trading over 700. That's not where I want to go long, okay? This is where a lot of people may chase, and it may push up to 800, you know, that's very, very possible. But you want to get into it right down here when nobody's really looking at it, but it's finding strength back to the upside, first on a smaller time frame. Those are the great opportunities I like to look for, where I can just buy the stock, kind of set it and forget it kind of a thing, okay? So for Verizon, we talked about that back on July 2nd, and I still think that's a great play. All right, let's go and take a quick look at finances. So overall, how is finances doing? The financial sector, I think, is doing quite well, right? So series of higher highs and higher lows. And over here, let's see what we got. Coming back to here. All right, very extended. So there might be certain stocks that hasn't taken off just yet. Okay, USB, right? Only 44, 45. And none of these these are not high flyer stocks. And that's perfectly okay. For those of y'all, you just want to find a steady stock that's going to potentially rise over time, right? So you're not going to be chasing this Goldman, but you may be looking at this USB. Because money, it can rotate in and out of different banks, right? So it's something that you look into. Maybe USB, you're looking at this 40 area to hold for the long haul. And these are the type of opportunities because, all right, we had this downward correction, but now price got back above this 200 moving average on the daily, continues a series of higher highs and higher lows, and you may splice into a great trade. Right? You may not use this pivot low, you may use that 43. It's up to you, finding a 3-price relationship. Okay. What else do we have? Let's take a quick look at Citigroup, see how that's performing. This one's a little bit choppier, but overall, I still like this chart. Okay, downward correction here. Now it gets back up above the 200 moving average on the daily. What else do we have? Let's take a quick look at XLI. So XLI. Seen over very extended up in these areas. So I don't like to chase, especially these stocks that are very well extended. But Boeing is going through its downward correction right now. Have y'all noticed that? Just like GE a couple years ago, it was going in its downward correction. So over here, GE, nobody is really paying attention to this stock back in 2022. But once it gets back up above this 200 moving average, pulls back against that 200, back continues to truck to the back upside. Right now, I'm not looking to go long on GE, right? I am not chasing that. I'm looking for patterns like this. So right here, we got Boeing. Boeing is getting a lot of negative press, a lot of negative news the last couple of months. And it's now going to that downward correction. Now they're also losing a lot of money. So you want to make sure that strength returns, but also companies also showing profitability like GE was doing. That's very important. If it's not doing that, that's not a stock to go long. What else do we have? All these other stocks, they're so extended to the upside. Okay, what else do we have? The only one that's under 40, CSX. Let's take a quick look. Also not a fast mover, but it does pay out dividends. Okay. So this may be a great stock for those of y'all that just want to collect dividends, sell and cover calls. This thing just trades sideways. But now if you're looking for that growth, right, it's usually somewhere in tech. So let's take a quick look at some tech stocks. That's LK over here. I think these guys are very extended. Man. I don't know too much about the stock market, but stocks go up and stocks go down. Back in the year 2000, it was also a very extended year in tech, and stocks started to sell off. And we may experience that again, right? So we got Microsoft, Apple, okay, Visa, Cisco, okay. Intel over here. We may make that nice recovery, but last time I checked, I think Intel's definitely not making big progress in the top line revenue. These stocks are very extended to the upside. But these are the ones that are being showcased and highlighted day in and day out, right? So you got to be anticipating, for example, just about back in 2022, nobody was looking at video. It was very unsexy. It was going through this downward correction here. But when it can get back up above this 200 moving average on the daily, you got to pay attention to stocks like this because it has the potential to really move to the upside, especially when it's a part of tech. And you can see the type of pattern happening again and again. Let's take a quick look at Broadcom. Broadcom also downward correction back in 2022. And 2023, it begins to wake up above that 200 moving average on the daily chart. Okay, so right here, now it's getting so choppy at these highs. I am not touching this stock to the long side. Okay, Let's take a quick look. XLP. So XLP I also loaded up here. Alright, so you can see this index is also quite extended. Consumer staples, so we got the Walmarts in here, the Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble. Right. What else do we have? Costco trading over $800. So right here, don't really have a play. And that's perfectly okay, right? You got to trade according to what you're looking for. Real estate, all right. Now we're not trading at all-time highs, so there may be some plays in here. Let's take a quick look. XLRE. So from XLRE, you're gonna find some stocks to look at. And I actually highlighted some of these in my videos. For example, I went over CCI. Okay, what else did I go over? Okay, PSA, public storage. I think that's public storage, right? Yeah, I like stocks like this. It's just starting to kind of move back to the upside, but it's not all the way extended. Once again, it was in the downward correction 2023, and when it gets back up above that trend line, trades above the 200 moving average, you got to pay attention. Over here, you're waiting for the next set of pullbacks. There's also identify this on my channel. You guys can look on my channel. Just type in PSA, and it'll show you my analysis. What else do we have? Let's take a DLR, Digital Realty. Yeah, this is also a fantastic stock. A couple months back. Right now it's also quite extended, so you're waiting for the next set of pullbacks for this one. Well Tower. I like this particular sector because it's not just real estate. They're doing infrastructure, and a lot of this has to do with tech. Okay, Well Tower and also American Tower. Okay, quite extended here, but pay attention when it gets back up above, right? So I actually went over some of these stocks. All right, here we go. This one is not so extended. American Tower. This could be a great opportunity for you to buy. So looking at this, we overcame this downward correction, got up above the 200 moving average, pulling back, right? So over here, we may tag that support once again before resuming the upside, and that's perfectly fine. So wait until you find a three-price relationship. You may find a three-price relationship here. That will be a shallow pullback. And then see if you can get a trigger to go long on a 15-minute time frame. What I like about this is that currently that 200 moving average is also holding against that 200 moving average on the hourly chart. Another thing you want to look for is like how profitable is this company. So you can just go to Google Finance and just type in AMT. And type in an AMT, should load up American Tower Group. And from here, you just want to take a quick look at their income statement on an annual basis. Look at that. So they're doing about 11 billion, but it's a very, very healthy net income, and they're increasing their top line revenue year over year. And that's what Wall Street loves to look at. On a quarterly basis, it's also looking great as well. Look at that. So March, they did very well. This is great. Look at that. You're making 2.3 billion revenue, but net income is over 900 million over here. Close to 3 billion revenue and close another 900 million in net income. Wall Street loves that. Okay? And now it's about just finding a great place to either add to more of your position. Over here, this is a great place to add to more of your position. And if you're swing trading this, it's about finding a three-price relationship. How I've been identifying them, it's taught by Carolyn Broden. You're using either symmetry supports or Fib retracements. More the better. And what I usually do, I use this fixed extension at 100% and I walk it backwards. I'm finding other pullbacks are similar in dollar amount. Sometimes I may not find it right away and I just skip it, right? Because right now, we may pull back again to retest here. What else do we have? SPG, so I think this is in hotels, right? Simon Properties, yep. Over here, stock was not looking great last year. See if you connect some of these pivot highs, extend to the right, okay? These are the opportunities because over here we got some higher lows. The company is demonstrating profitability. Over here you can see they're also paid out very decent dividends. One close to $2 per quarter. Okay, over here is over $2 per quarter. And just doing a quick glance at their finances, Simon Property, and doing it on an annual basis. Okay, that's a lot of money, y'all. That's why they're able to pay out all that dividends without any stress. Okay, you're pulling in 5.66 billion, net income 2.28 billion. Goodness gracious. And it's always good to kind of learn a little bit more about what they do. Okay, what exactly are they doing with the in real estate? Okay, Simon Malls. All right, so they're into malls. See, I didn't even know that because there's so many ways to play real estate. Some of them they're more infrastructure. Some of them are into malls. Some of them are into apartment buildings. And infrastructure, talking about like cell towers, like American Tower. They have infrastructure in for broadcasting, things like that. And that's their play, right? And some of them are for fulfillment. It's while people doing Amazon businesses. It's just very interesting. So different stocks, they focus on different things, right? It's not just like, oh, I'm going to invest in real estate, but what kind of real estate are you dealing with? So brands of malls. So you can learn more about malls through this stock. Okay. It's just interesting for me. I love to learn about different companies and dive it into. What else do we got? Utilities. I think utilities are also extended. Now, I think there's a lot of power outage currently taking place because of the hurricane catastrophe, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect this sector. Depends on how fast they can turn it back on. But you can see a lot of these stocks are just very, very extended as well. Yeah, I really don't like to chase when stocks are all the way up here. I like to look for these pullbacks, right? And ideally, looking for situations where stocks were kind of ignored, or sectors are completely ignored, and they begin to wake up. Series of lower highs and lower lows trading below the 200 moving average. Nobody's really talking about it. But over here, they start to wake up. And this is where you want to add to more of your long positions. Okay? But it's still good to go through these sectors and learn and get a really good kind of like get a good glance of what's going on. So healthcare, XLV. So these guys are not going to go away anytime soon. Healthcare is always going to continue to perform well. You can see what's under the sector. Johnson & Johnson, United Healthcare, Merck, right? Pfizer, Abbott Labs, Eli Lilly, CVS. Still trading under 100. I'm kind of surprised about that. So let's dive in deep. Why is CVS trading so poorly? And aha, I like this stuff. So over here, sometimes it can fail, right? This is the kind of setup that I'm looking for. But if it doesn't go the way that you want it to, it's okay. You just cut your positions loose and wait for the next. And the way that you do it is, I can actually just activate this drawing and reconnect, right? Reconnect from these highs. Let's see how the stock can perform. Can it get back up above these series of lower highs and lower lows? Get back up above this trend line? Because it would interest me a lot if CVS and do this number for me. But I'm going to take a quick look at their fundamentals, see what is happening here. Just a very, very quick glance at CVS. Alright, so overall, you can see this stock, even though they're not making that much net income, they're still growing their business, increasing that top line revenue. So over here, this is also a dividend paying stock. They may not be paying out that much money, but this is one of the situations where, listen, the stock is just in a slump right now. People are still shopping at CVS. And you can also take a quick look. Okay, CVS, how many new stores? I want to know how many stores are they increasing. CVS Health has increased its number of stores in the last decade. So this is some old news, but what about 2024? That's how you can really identify some real growth. CVS drives closures in January 2024. CVS pharmacies closing hundreds of stores in 2024. Also very interesting. But notice how they're still making money, right? So have they gone to the online business? They found different ways other than just, I may not be access this website because I'm out of the United States. That's perfectly fine. But you can deep dive. You can learn a little bit more. With their store closings, they're still increasing the top line revenue. The company is still profitable. So what exactly are they doing? And that's for you to investigate. And that can be a very fun process, right? You can learn a little bit more about the company itself and how they're making money. And eventually, they may find some strength because stocks, if they are profitable, okay, and they're growing their business, eventually they're going to go back up. For example, a couple years ago, people that were freaking out about Netflix. It was ugly. Look at this. Netflix selling off, selling off, selling off. And over here, people, they were just getting really upset at the prospects of Netflix. Well, do you really think people are going to just cancel their Netflix subscriptions? They're going to stop watching all their entertainment all over the world? Hell no. They're going to keep on watching, and they're going to come up with new entertainment for them. Because people, this is what people do now. They Netflix. So let's take a quick look. Let's see how well they're doing. So there might be some, see, that increasing top line revenue. So they're doing 33 billion, net income 5.41 billion. But over at these levels, it's also very extended. Now they may receive some negative news. They may have some controversy stuff in the headlines, and that might have stocks to sell off for whatever reason. Same thing happened with Disney. I discussed Disney a couple days ago. Disney's also in a slump, but I got my trend line up. You see that? I'm very interested to see when Disney wakes back up and get back above this trend line. It did it before. It got back above the 200 moving average on the daily, currently trading below. But I think eventually it's going to make a dramatic turnaround, gets back up above the 200 moving average on the daily, pulls back against that 200, and gives me a trigger to go long on a 15-minute time frame. That's what we're anticipating. That's what I'm looking for. Because Disney, this company, crazy, okay? Because part of their business, it's the amusement part. That's a very, very small portion. They're making money online now with their digital assets, with their licensing. And you can see 2021, 67 billion. They jumped from 67 billion to 82 billion. Now it's at 88 billion. The last couple of quarters, also showing strength, right? They're doing something right. And eventually this stock's going to wake up. So that's why you want to keep abreast of what's taking place and monitor some of your favorite stocks. All right, next we're going to go to XLY. All right, so this is Consumer Discretionary Select. This is not consumer staples, consumer discretionary. So what are some of the, you got the Amazon, Home Depot, McDonald's, Lowe's, Starbucks, right? So Starbucks was also in a slump, now it's bouncing back up. I also like Nike, I discussed Nike before. You got bookings, okay, so Nike. Eventually, I think this guy's going to make a recovery. Just give it some time. So this lower low is not sexy, but it may bust out of here with a series of higher highs and higher lows. Let's take a quick look at Target. I looked at the stock for quite some time. Hey, I like the stock already. You see that? So this is what we're talking about. This part is real unsexy. Nobody wants to talk about Target, but now it's still kind of quiet, right? It got back above the 200 moving average. It kind of gap filled. Now to recover against the 200 moving average on the daily chart once more. So I'm going to go take a quick look how well it's performing on their income statement. Taking a quick look. All right. Here we have, they're doing right around $100 billion with a net income over $4 billion. I mean, this is a tough business. Opening up retail stores and you have people maybe stealing stuff. Let's take a quick look. How many stores are they opening? All right. Upcoming Target store locations. Dang. That seems to be they're opening up a lot of stores. I don't know what they're doing right. Okay. Number of locations over time. Let's see. How many Target stores over time? So people still like to shop at Target. I also think that they have a partnership with Starbucks, right? You guys comment below, let me know if they actually have a nice partnership. Here we go, here we go. See, they're just steadily growing their stores. Okay? I mean, it's a tough business to be in. It really is. While we're here, let's also take a quick look at Walmart. So that's Walmart. Let's see how well they're doing. Okay. They're doing over six times Target. over 600 billion, but they're also increasing their top line revenue. My goodness. And let's take a quick look at the chart of Walmart. See, Walmart, this is the one I do not want to chase. Right? It's way too extended. We have a couple of gaps to fill, even though it's doing marvelously with our fundamentals. Where is the place you want to place your money? I will spend time studying this target chart. This is what we're going to do. As you can see right here, we had a nice pullback, and this is how I start to do some technical analysis. All right, so over here we had this pullback, right? This pullback's over $22. Now, can I find other pullbacks that are similar in dollar amount in the history of this chart? So, over the years, I developed hopefully a good eye for this. You can see this pullback here is probably very similar in dollar amount. Okay, this is around 24. What about this one right here? Right around 22. And I start to map out some symmetry supports using the history of this chart, looking at these pullbacks. When you're starting to do this type of work, you're like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. You're just seeing zigzags and lines. That's why I highly recommend you guys to get my program, because I teach you guys how to look at a chart the way how I look at it. So when you're backtesting, looking at the history of this chart, it's not going to be so intimidating for you. You're like, oh, I'm seeing these pullbacks. It does take practice, right? Just like any other skill. Somebody, they're playing basketball for the first time, they don't know what they're doing. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort. But over time, you're going to know the rhythm and defining your shooting form. And I've done this for so long, right? I'm using my Fibonacci next. I'm just following Carolyn Broden's recipe. She says, find 3 price relationships. Now, is it better for you to find even more price relationships? Of course. And how deep is this pullback right here? Let's take a quick look. That pivot high to pivot low is also 24, right? So it's going to match it up with this one over here. So I can use my Fibonacci extensions, clicking from that pivot high, pivot low, pivot high. You see that? That's another pullback, also similar in dollar amount. I do not want to be chasing highs. I want to find myself a nice stock right here that I can just hold on to, right? It seems that there's some life coming back to this chart, a series of higher lows. And it's a dividend paying stock. I like that too. I'm looking to see if this area pocket of potential support can hold. Pocket's right around 145 and some change. They pull back in, currently bouncing back out on the hourly chart. I love it. It's also trading up above the 200 moving average. So when you're identifying a chart to go long, you don't want to have so much resistance on your way back up. That's why I like to find charts. And Carolyn Broden says this is a royal setup, right? So it has to trade above these moving averages on the daily, on the hourly, and preferably also on the 15-minute time frame. So when you can be a little bit more patient with this, because right now it's trading below the 200 on the 15-minute time frame, so you can wait. If you're not in this chart, you're like, I just want strength to return, where that 8 moving average cross against that 34 back to the upside. When that happens, not financial advice, then consider business eyes going long, but you still need to set your stop loss below this pivot low. Just in case, if it goes against you for whatever reason, you're out and you're waiting for the next setup. Okay, maybe you just retest this pocket of potential support and then it goes long again, and you're just taking this decision, going from one decision to decision. You guys, what I'm talking about? So I want to go through my different, I think I'm just streaming on YouTube right now, so I don't have any other, but in the future I'm going to be streaming on other platforms. Just wait for it. But today, after all that work, what I wanted to say is, Target may be a great place to go long if it gives us a trigger on the 15-minute time frame. Now, I just want to go through the rest of these. I also want to go to XOP. So XOP, take a quick look. Where are we at? So this is the oil and gas exploration. It's trading below the 200 moving average, looking kind of lackluster last couple of months. Been trading sideways, and now it's trading below the 200 moving average. So there may be some pullbacks in oil. Let's also take a quick look at retail. All right. Retail, I like this chart. I seriously do. Over here, we overcame this downward correction. So over here, when retail wasn't doing anything, looking very, very unsexy, nobody wanted to deal with it. But now, it's able to recover against that 200 moving average on the daily. Now, different things that we have in retail right now is showing a lot of bearish signals. Oh, this is XOP. Let me correct myself. So this is XOP, and these stocks are oil exploration, and these guys are showing a lot of weakness now. Doesn't mean they can't bounce back in the future, but no worries. But let's take a quick look at retail. So retail is not one of these sectors that has been extended to the upside, right? So within here, there might be some great plays. Let's take a quick look. What do we got here? See. O'Reilly, that is way too extended. SBH, I don't even know what this company does. Sally Beauty, hey, I like this. Can you guys see it's a very similar? We got this downward correction. Right now it overcame this downward correction. And I'm going to do a little bit of deep dive into this stock. So you just connect these lines. You're like, okay, over here, nobody paid attention, but right now, I got to pay attention to this. It may be the beginning of a new uptrend. And I don't even know what they do, but that's all right. That's why we do some deep diving. You know, very, very simple. It's like, I want to know what this company does. From here, American International Specialty Retailer and Distributor of Professional Beauty Supplies. Revenues more than $3 billion annually. See, beauty, do you guys think it's going to go away? So this might be a global distributor offering professional beauty products. So these guys may be providing products, okay? But there are many great companies under the radar. There really are, okay? So this company is doing over $3 billion, and they are profitable. Part of their retails, and this is not a dividend-paying stock, but at one point this stock was trading around 35. And that's amazing. And right now, it's only trading around 13. I'm not saying it's going to get up there, but if it goes up to 20, that's great, right? If it goes up to 24, 26, that's fantastic. You have to think of it like that. You don't always have to trade these high flyer stocks or these big name brands that everyone else talks about. You can be very, very low key and still make very, very good money. What else do we have? See, these other stocks are very extended. Boot. Boot Bar. See, these guys are extended. I'm not going to look at that. Okay. What is Pets? Pets Med. See, I'm surprised this guy's. I want to learn a little bit more. What is this company doing? All right, for whatever reason, they lost money last year. 2024, 2023, barely squeaked out. It's PetSmart, a stock. Okay. What about Petco? Petco Health and Wellness Company. Because from my perspective, these guys should be making money, but they are not. I'm very, very surprised. Because the pets market in Asia is crazy. The amount of people over here. Now I'm thinking, okay. Ah, Chewy. Let's take a quick look. How's this company doing? Kind of going off, but hey, listen. This company may be going places. Look at this growth. We're going from 8 billion to 10. Okay, over here they were losing money, right? But now 11 billion, 40 million net income. Let's take a quick look at the stock. So there are going to be some great companies out there. And if you are into pets, right, you can let that be your thing. You're like, you just want to study pet stocks. I can already tell I'm kind of liking the stock already. Look at that, look at that. Here we go, here we go. At one point, this is trading over 120. And this is when they were losing money. See, there was all this initial hype, right? All this initial hype about coming on the market. So they pumped this up. But then Wall Street's like, wait. They're not making money. Let's sell this back down. And eventually, wow, you got some, okay, CHWY. Okay, today we talk about Target. And over here, I want you to do the same thing. Can you find a 3 price relationship here? It's about a $30 stock. You're looking at this pullback. You're looking at the history of this chart, finding other pullbacks similar in dollar amount, finding a 3 price relationship. Currently, price is trading above the 200 moving average on the daily as well as the hourly. You may find a 3 price relationship here. And now, if it gives you a trigger to go long, then you go long with the correct position sizing that you're comfortable with, right? And that's how we go from decision to decision. And even in this options market, there's a lot of open interest. Now, right now, I don't know how great this data is because we're pre-market, but these spreads could be a lot closer than what I'm looking at. So put these things on your radar. The time to look at great stocks is not up here. Right? When you see this pump like it, you want to get away from that. But over here, you're like, nobody's talking about Chewy. And if you are into pets, listen, I want you guys to study all of them. Why not? So you have Freshpet, Trupanion, Pet IQ, Elanco, Zoetis, okay, Petco, a lot of different stocks. And you can kind of screenshot this. And a lot of people get their pet stuff from Tractor Supply. It's kind of like, what do they call them? You know what I'm talking about. So you can study this because people love their pets. People take care better of their pets than themselves. So you guys, this is what I have for y'all. Appreciate you for watching this video. And I'm going to spin through to see if you guys have any questions. If you don't, I'm just going to close out this video. And what did we learn today? We want to just be patient, really do our analysis, do our homework with these different stocks, and understand what we're looking at, not just from a technical perspective, also from a fundamental perspective, because this is a video about string trading, so you're holding on to stock, right? a little bit more responsibility, and you want to identify great places to buy way before other people are talking about it. When it's in the news, when it's all the way up here, you're going to see a lot of people talking about it, and that's where you want to just offload them and sell. But over here, quiet. So thanks again. My name is John, and you guys can actually take a quick look on my offerings. Okay, so if you guys want to learn how to trade the way how I do it, stacking consistent profits with this Fibonacci. So I have a PDF you can get for free, but I also have a program you guys can get. This is the system, and I've learned from Carolyn Broden. Of course, I have my own little mix to it. Now, I'm also in the health sector as well. If you guys are interested in losing weight, okay, I have a Twitter. You guys can follow my journey on here. I help hundreds and hundreds of people all around the world how to lose weight by cleaning out their digestive tract. Earlier today, I also had a 1-hour masterclass about how you can clean out the small and large intestines. Take a quick look at that. You can click on my bio link. My bio link over here. I have the Dad Bot to Summer Bot Transformation Challenge. Hit me up with a tip. You can work with me one-on-one. And this is regarding health and mental transformation. Over here, I have a guide. This is a free guide. The No BS Guide to the Digestive System, my weight loss secret. You can get rid of internal parasites, getting you better skin and help you lose weight, improving your liver health, increasing your sex drive and also energy. Of course, stacking consistent profits with Fibonacci swing trading system. Listen, sub to my YouTube channels if you haven't already. So I have a YouTube channel for my swing trading, but I also have another one specifically for my health related content. You guys can look that up. It's called The Real John Chow. Highly recommend you guys to subscribe to this channel. And I post videos very, very regularly. And thanks so much for watching this video. Wishing you guys profits. And if you guys have any other symbols you want to look at, put them under the comments below, and I will go over them when I can. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.